Well, I know we've gotten past it rather quickly, and it is only 9 verses long. The Tower of Babel account shows us the human nature of wanting security in the group, a herd instinct, so to speak, and to protect themselves, and a great project for unity together. And it's interesting, after a flood, they want to build a high tower. I wonder if that's part of the reason is to protect themselves, but the persons at the top would be fewer than, well, there wouldn't be room for everybody, but that's just conjecture on my part. But the idea of all being one together, rather than God's calling to spread out throughout the earth, carrying God's image to represent God to all creation, security in the numbers together with a singleness of purpose, but without God. While we may want security, that's not what we're called to do or to be. But there is, I think, the human nature having a herd instinct for security. Now, from that, we have genealogy, and then, nations spread throughout the earth. I guess it's worthwhile to say that plain of Shinar is probably, in the area of Mesopotamia, that is the land between the rivers, which is in modern-day Iraq, where Ur of the Chaldeans is, or was, and that's where Abram comes from. And some further things, I think, about ancient civilization. Signs of civilization includes cultivated grains in a settlement rather than nomadic hunters and gatherers. And the earliest site of civilization that we have is in the archaeological site of Jericho. Yes, that Jericho, which we get to later. About 17,000 years of strata in that one place where people have lived in at least the rudiments of civilization. So the years of Abraham are about 2,000 years before the Christ. So Abraham is closer to our time than the beginning of civilization. And yes, when Abram gets to the land of Canaan, it's occupied by the Canaanites. So civilization's gone on for some time by the time we get to the story of Abram. And when Abraham goes down to Egypt, those great 3 pyramids of Giza are probably in ruin. They've been up for a few hundred years, and probably are already ruined by the time he gets there. Not in the ruined state they are presently in now, but still, that's the case. So things have been going on for a while before we get to the call of Abraham. And Abraham is going to be told by God to walk before him. And when Abraham went, that means he walked. There's a lot about the word walk and walking in the way of the Lord in the Bible throughout. Well, I hope this helps us with some context, as well as I think that Tower of Babel story keeps going on, trying to gather together to have security, and yet that's not what we're called to do or be. And things do fall apart because they're not according to God's plan. Hope this helps you and helps us all in the new year. Thank you. God bless.